Have you ever wished you could just hit a rewind button on life? You know, go back to a time of scraped knees, those endless summer afternoons, and let's be honest, a much, much simpler set of problems. Well, today, we're going to do exactly that. We're diving into the three main paradigms of childhood. Let's get right into it.
Just let that sink in for a second. That's a pretty incredible promise, isn't it? The idea that if you could just reconnect with that inner child, you could untangle all the messes of adult life. It's almost like there's some kind of magic that we just leave behind.
And see, that's the big question we're digging into today, because not all childhoods are the same, right? So as we go through these three archetypes, I want you to really think about which one feels like you. This is more than just a fun trip down memory lane. It's a chance to maybe rediscover a piece of yourself.
Okay, so we're going to break it down into three classic types. First up, you've got the model student. You know, the one everybody looked up to. Then there's the backbencher, the lovable troublemaker. And finally, the lazy genius, the one who was full of untapped potential. Ready to find out where you fit? Let's kick things off with Type A.
Type A, the model student. This was the kid every parent dreamed of having, the absolute teacher's pet, the gold standard of what a good student should be. Their entire life philosophy was pretty simple and noble. Sada bachpan, uch vichar. It translates to simple childhood, high thoughts. And honestly, it just perfectly captures that earnest, super focused energy. It's all about discipline, keeping things simple, and just trying to be the best from day one. So does any of this sound familiar? These were the kids who were always parked right in the front row. They absolutely lived for that moment the teacher would scribble "very good" in their notebook. They were usually the class monitor, with the shiny badge and all. And of course, they were the ultimate benchmark, the kid all the other parents would point to and say, "Why can't you be more like them?" All right, now let's completely flip the script. If Type A was the little angel on one shoulder, Type B was definitely the little devil on the other. This was the agent of chaos, holding court in the last row of the classroom. And their motto? Oh, it's a classic. Hum to doobenge hi sanam, tumhe bhi le doobenge. It's a dramatic line that basically means, "We're going down, darling, but you can bet we're taking you with us." It just perfectly captures that mischievous philosophy of, hey, if I'm going to get in trouble, we're all going to get in trouble together. For them, the backbenches weren't just seats, they were a kingdom, and they were the rulers. This was the territory of the school pie, you know, the resident tough guy who was somehow at the center of every single scuffle. These kids were true masters of mischief. And their boldness? It had no limits. They'd even have this secret crush on their unmarried class teacher, dreaming about marrying them someday. So instead of calling her ma'am, they'd whisper, "Aji sunte ho?" which is this super old-fashioned and way too familiar way of saying, "Excuse me, are you listening?" I mean, the absolute nerve of it. So this whole thing created two sides of the parental comparison coin, right? Type A was the ideal, the kid you were supposed to be like. And Type B, they were the cautionary tale, the one your parents would warn you about, saying, "Don't you dare hang out with them." But what if you weren't the perfect student? And you weren't the resident troublemaker either? Well, that brings us to our third and maybe the most mysterious category of all, the lazy genius, the one who just flew under the radar. Their philosophy was just pure, unbothered bliss. Aag lage chahe basti mein, hum to rehte masti mein. This basically means the whole neighborhood could be on fire, but we're just going to keep living in our own fun. I mean, what an incredible, carefree attitude. The world's chaos just doesn't matter as long as they're having a good time. And these were their key traits. They had this amazing talent for looking completely innocent, even while you knew the wheels were always turning. Everybody knew they could do incredible things. If, and it's a big if, they could just get over their own laziness. They were the masters of procrastination, total believers that tomorrow was always a better day to get started. And their problem-solving method? It was legendary. It didn't matter how big the issue was, a tough exam, a forgotten project, they had one single go-to fix for everything, a miracle drink. Usually, this was just a simple cup of tea or coffee. Simple, kind of brilliant, and let's be real, the perfect excuse to put things off for just a little bit longer. So whether you were a Type A, B, or C, that golden era of childhood is something we all shared. But that time, as we all find out, doesn't last forever. And then, the inevitable moment arrives. One day, whether you're ready for it or not, that first little bit of facial hair shows up. And that's the signal, isn't it? It's the undeniable sign that one chapter is closing and a whole new one is about to begin. You know, this timeline isn't really about years, it's about these huge life stages. You have this beautiful, long, sprawling period called childhood. Then there's that one tiny, pivotal moment, the first mustache. And just like that, you're on the fast track to adulthood, with all the bills and responsibilities that come with it.
So, you've probably seen a little piece of yourself in one of these types. You've identified the kid you used to be. But the real question now is, after all this time, after the big leap into adulthood, can you still find that person inside of you? Now that's something worth thinking about.